Hello, this is Ranting for Rent, and tonight I'll be discussing and just ranting about all the hate that Gen Z has been getting. It's currently 2 a.m. in the morning and I have work, so I don't really want to go too long, but here it is. Gen Z is getting a lot of hate recently from millennials and older generations for stuff like Skibbity Toilet. Technically, if you know Skibbity Toilet, you probably are millennial at best, really. And but Gen Z is getting all the hate for it, even though technically Gen Z, by all accounts, has no idea of Skibbity Toilet. At least one of us probably created it, but it's heavily enforced by Gen Alpha. Remember, Gen Z is in the working force now. We're all in high school. The youngest are in high school, and at least I am from 2000, and I am 3 years into Gen Z era. So, but I did get into a lot of millennial culture quite a bit. So I do have seen how millennials were getting hate early on, the early 2010s, for a lot of stuff that Gen Z has technically been doing, blah blah blah. Millennials, if you remember that time, you probably know. Millennials did get a lot of hate for whatever the shit Gen Z were doing when we were kids in middle school, and that's exactly what's happening right now. The history is literally repeating itself before my very eyes, as millennials become the haters. Formerly Gen X were hating on millennials for calling them soft and lazy or whatever, and now millennials are hating on us. Just like Gen X hated on millennials, now millennials are hating Gen Z. And millennials were getting blamed for Gen Z. Here we are, Gen Z getting blamed for Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha is currently kids born from 2008 to 2016 or something. I don't really know specific dates. Technically, even Gen Beta is already born. And Skippy Toilet and stuff like that, we're all getting hate for being weak and stuff, but this older generation calling younger generations weak has been a thing that's been going on for thousands of years. At least for the past 200 years, that's always been. Every single generation has always been documentedly being reported by the older generation as weak and lazy and the doom and the bane of society. That they've always been treated as this, you're gonna destroy society. You're the useless person. You're a human waste. You're a human garbage and stuff. Boomer generations were getting shit talked by Silent Generation, and Silent Generation has been shit talked by the Greatest Generation. The Greatest Generation has been shit talked by the Forgotten Generation. If you have seen those ancient, I don't want to say ancient, old people reports, their diaries and stuff, from World War I era, they always talk about how, their kid does not know how to survive. They're not gonna make it in this world. That's always how it's been, So it's natural to feel Gen Z, everyone even felt millennials will never make it into this world. But look at them now. They're the ones who are in their 30s right now. Hey, the world hasn't fallen apart yet, or at least it's not falling apart because they're the ones who are in their 30s. And the world hasn't fallen apart yet because of Gen Z either, really. We're already joining the workforce. More of us are gonna come in. I'm already in the workforce. I came in late despite my age because I had to go through uni and stuff and had a couple of hiccups. But here we are. I'm doing some computer science stuff as a full stack developer. I work at some UK housing thing, regulations where we simulate housing for overheating and insulation and stuff. So some 3D modeling. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as hardcore as the older generation. My father is way hardcore. He's a countryside type of guy. He's a trucker and everything. You know, they're harder, but every generation has always been considered softer than the generation before them. So it's nothing, and stop with the hate. I don't know why. Like, every generation is a product of whatever era they're from, really. Like, come on. Gen Z went through COVID, like, literally. COVID happened in the second year of, like, uni. What am I supposed to do? I graduated immediately. A lot of Gen Zs did. It can't be helped. It can't be helped. A lot of these Gen Beta kids who are in school in like first grade and stuff, they literally are, what do I say it? How do I say this? No, I meant Gen Beta Alpha. They literally went to school in COVID, so a lot of them don't even know how to interact. They're just learning how physical school is. So you can't really blame any generation. Like, we're a product of our time. The human body is evolved to survive, so we're gonna survive, but it's just, we're not gonna be better than the other generation because the other generation has their requirements, and their requirements different than our requirements. So yeah, like Gen Z, Gen Alpha probably most likely will not grow up driving cars. Let's be honest here. We're gonna probably, like, some of us are gonna be Prius and stuff like that, but a lot of these cars are gonna get it automated. So, and with the electric EVs and stuff, this whole like bogus stuff, like cheap Chinese EVs that catch fire coming onto the market, they're probably gonna get better as the years go on, and we're probably gonna be riding something. I haven't bought my first car yet, but when I probably do, it might just be automatic, so I don't even have to drive. And I might be called soft for that, but what can I say? If you don't need to drive, I don't know why would I need to learn to drive. It's not a tradition. Does it make you stronger? Does it make you tougher if you learn to drive? I can also say the same thing for video games. Like, games where now, oh, this game is soft, you're playing this game. But what can I say? It's just how it is. Every generation is a product of their time, and here I am. Here is Gen Z. Next is gonna be Gen Alpha, and then Gen Beta. I hope they don't get as much hate from other generations. If they do, it's fine, but like, I feel like this is just some unnecessary, just random hate that like spreads throughout the internet, and just people are just, you know, hating for it. It doesn't really make sense. There's a lot of more important things going on other than hating on Gen Z, in my personal opinion. Like, we literally got like 2 wars, we got some elections going on, it's 2024. We should be like looking into like, how do we avoid picking like 2 terrible options, like picking the lesser evil and stuff, and yeah, we should be looking into stuff like that rather than, oh, your generation is soft because they didn't do this and they'll never understand this. Our generation was cool. That's the exact same thing the previous generation told your generation just saying. So I don't know why you guys are even saying that. I don't know why you can't even see this perpetual cycle of blaming one generation for things that they can't even control. Because at the end of the day, most generations, a lot of their trauma happens in childhood when they have the least amount of control over their lives. People gain more control over their lives as they grow older, and that's just, and more confidence too. That's just a natural thing. Like, as a kid, I was afraid to order food. Now I'm out here just telling them like, hey man, oh, you ran out of this, that case, can I have this? As a kid, I would have never been able to talk like that. I would have just went into just shock them, and I would have just taken whatever they had. Like, oh, you got soggy fries, sure, I'll take it. I'll just take it. I probably wouldn't even say thank you, because I'll be too like socially anxious. But so things get better over time. Don't beat around the bushes. Like, don't get worried too much. Focus on more important things. Do what you can do. And that's about it for now. Peace.